So the ADL came out. You've got Bernie Sanders, you've got Elizabeth Warren, who's supporting you, Chuck Schumer, which is a big deal. Randy Weingarten of the American Federation of Teachers. The Anti-Defamation League, which had initially said really positive things about your statements, then sort of came out and I wouldn't say reversed themselves, but had sterner stuff to say.
Yeah.
Why do you think that's going on right now?
I don't know, but I can tell you that I think that Jonathan Greenblatt is a good man. I don't have anything bad to say about him. I will say that I wish he and I would have talked before he sent that second statement out, because what I would have explained to him is that he got a 30-second clip from a avowed Muslim hater, a guy named Steve Emerson.
And we are talking about, let's just talk about the comments that we're talking about. We're talking about comments in which you had said a nation of 7 million, speaking about Israel.
Well, what I was saying is that, the U.S. policy toward the Middle East, obviously Israel features very prominently in the U.S. policy toward the entire region.
Right.
And I was explaining why does Israel play, based on population, feature more prominently than other countries that have much more population.
Right.
And I said part of it is U.S. national security interests. Another part of it is just that people in America who are pro-Israel get out there and use their constitutional rights to raise issues with their policymakers. So what I said, though inartful, I don't think it certainly wasn't made in a mean-spirited way. It certainly wasn't disparaging of anyone, but it was the statement that. Look, and people were asking me, how can we be more effective at engaging our government?
Right.
You got to understand, a lot of people who in the audience I was talking to, if you come from Syria, you don't have any experience with reaching out to government and trying to get them to be responsive.
And we
to
are speaking on a day, we've said this for the last week, where the city of Aleppo is literally being obliterated.
Right, literally being obliterated. But if you're from Egypt, you could vote for Mubarak if you want to. It didn't matter. The last guy, El-Sisi, got 97% of the vote. So if you imagine yourself a 50-year-old Egyptian immigrant coming to the United States, you're trying to figure out, how can I get the government to be responsive to my American community?
Right.
Well, what are the models? Are there any minority groups out there who are doing it? And so I was explaining to them, look, you got folks who come to the Hill, make relationships. And for many people from that background, the American pro-Israel community is a model for how to organize within the law and on Capitol Hill and anywhere.
Now, do you just articulate what your position is on Israel? Are you supportive of Israel?
Of course I am.
What is your Israel-Palestinian peace position?
Look, I am supportive of Israel and a Palestinian state. I believe there must be a Palestinian state alongside the Israeli state. I believe that the United States should be an agent to try to promote a two-state solution. I don't think settlement movement in the Palestinian state is helpful to the ends of a two-state solution.
And in that you are aligned with Secretary Kerry and the president.
Yeah.
The current president.
Sure. Absolutely. But my point is that, but that's been my position. I voted for $27 billion of bilateral aid to Israel, but I've also voted for money to UNRWA, which takes care of Palestinian refugees, and I'm proud to do that. I've been to Gaza 3 times. I've been to Israel and Palestine 7 times. I try to understand the issues. That's it.
Let's take a break for a message from our sponsor. Look, not all ingredients are created equal.